free morpheme, reopened, tourist. So these are two words, but we get open and tour out of these two words, which can stand alone. But re, id, and ist, they cannot, and similarly s or sir, they cannot stand alone as freely as open and tour can stand alone. So at this stage we say that we have two types of morpheme. One, free morphemes, and other, bound morphemes. So the morphemes that can stand alone as a single word by itself is called free morpheme. The free morphemes can generally be identified as the set of separate English word forms such as basic nouns, adjective, verbs, etc. So free morphemes are the independent words, and independent words can be noun, adjective, adverb, right, or verb. They carry the basic meaning of the word. When they are used with bound morpheme attached, the basic word forms are technically known as stems. So in the word reopen, the word open or the morpheme open is also called stem. Similarly, in tourist, the word tour or the morpheme tour is called stem. Similarly, unexplainable, we have explain as stem. We have un as bound and able as bound morpheme. They cannot stand alone. The description is a partial simplification of the morphological facts of English. It means that whatever we have said so far is correct to some extent, but there are certain exceptions, certain problems, or certain further knowledge required for understanding the exact nature of morpheme or free morpheme. For example, if we take the word receive, reduce, and repeat, we know that it consists of two morpheme: receive, re, and sieve, re and deuce, and re and peat. So these three words each consist of two morphemes. But can we use sieve as a separate morpheme, or deuce as a separate morpheme, or independently, or peat as a separate independent morpheme? Three of them cannot stand alone as morpheme. So they do not fit into the description that we have given about morpheme. So that's why we said that this is a partial simplification of the morphological facts of English. But because these three words tells us that the morpheme, sometimes the stem is also like a bound morpheme. It cannot stand alone. So sieve, deuce, and peat cannot stand alone. So they are called bound stems because they cannot be used independently. A free morpheme can occur in isolation and cannot be divided into smaller meaningful units. So this is the criterion for the free morpheme, that it cannot be divided into further meanings or further smaller meaningful units. For example, house or dog. We cannot divide house into two and still have a meaning, or dog into two or three and still have a meaning. Similarly, free stems such as dress or care, they are the free stems. They can stand alone independently and they can have meaning of their own. So the stem that cannot be further split up is also called root. So this is the division made by morphologist, the certain morphologist, who says that the stem which cannot stand alone, or the bound stem, is a root. So there are certain words. I've given you three examples. which have certain bound stems or roots which cannot stand alone. So free morphemes are generally the morphemes that can stand alone, whereas bound morphemes are the morphemes that cannot stand alone.